Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today we're talking about all things that glitter and shine. We're going to talk about drugstore glitters, one of my absolute very favorite things when it comes to makeup. I love glitter. I think glitter is one of those things that can take a look from 0 to 60 in a millisecond. It adds such a beautiful finishing effect to any eye look. And pressed glitters they get such a bad rap. You hear so many people talk about how they can't stand pressed glitters, and I completely understand it. But the reason I think people don't like pressed glitters is because they're just using bad formulas. Now, at the drugstore, glitters are pretty much a dime a dozen. Just about every brand does a pressed glitter, but there are brands that do it so much better than others. We're going to go through all of that today. Make sure that you guys have something to drink and a snack. My voice is about to leave me. I have been screaming at my teenage son all day. It's been really, really difficult here today, so I decided to escape my life for just a second and maybe play with a little bit of makeup. But my voice is just about gone, so this will probably be my last video of the week. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, sit back, relax, and let's play with some glitter for just a little while anyway. So I talk about glitter all the time, right? And if you guys watch my videos, you will know that there is one brand in particular that I just praise. I praise their glitter formula. I think it is absolutely fantastic. I use it all the time, and that brand would be Profusion. I think Profusion makes the absolute best pressed glitter at the drugstore. Really, really affordable, really easy to use, very minimal fallout. They are stunning. Now, they have these glitter palettes. They come in a couple of different colorways. I have topaz, amethyst, and ruby. Within these palettes, you pretty much have a glitter for every color of the rainbow. They go with just about everything. The best thing about these glitters is they're incredibly metallic and incredibly reflective as well. They're a pretty chunky glitter to boot. So I find that the bigger a glitter particle, the more it kind of refracts and plays with light. And these ones are pretty chunky. Now, a lot of times a super chunky glitter will need a glitter glue to adhere it to the face. But these ones they just have the most amazing ability to really stick to the skin and without the use of a glitter glue. Now, I think that there are some really great glitter glues out there, but 9 times out of 10, a glitter glue is gonna give you patching. It is gonna pick up any kind of eyeshadow that is underneath it. You're gonna end up with bald patches, and a lot of times if it doesn't dry down completely, and if you have hooded eyes like I do, you're gonna end up with migration and just a whole bunch of like not cute stuff. So when I can get away with using a glitter without having to use a glitter glue, I am such a happy camper. This formula is one of those that I can just stick on my eye. It sticks around for a really good long while. I don't deal with a lot of glitter fallout, and it's just incredibly beautiful. Super, super affordable, and like I said, there's pretty much a color for every day of the week. These are absolutely fantastic. My absolute favorite glitter formula at the drugstore. They also have this glitter palette. This is with the Mean Girls collection. This is stunning. I love the pink shades in here. But probably my favorite pressed glitter of all time has got to be this shade right here. It is very holographic / iridescent. It goes on the eye. It looks like fairy dust. It is so pretty. It twinkles and shines. It plays with light in the most beautiful way. I absolutely adore this palette, and they're, again, so incredibly metallic, so versatile, and so dimensional. I just love them so, so much. And I'm running out of fingers, but this clear one is just absolutely everything. I love it so much. It's pink and green and turquoise and just, oh, so, so pretty. So I love Profusion glitters. I think they're the absolute best at the drugstore. I think a close second is the Hard Candy one. Now, this is the Hard Candy Marquee palette. This is the Greek Tragedy version. They also have a purple version and a super neutral version. I think it's Almost Naked or Naked and Famous, something like that. And each of those palettes has a row of pressed glitters in it. Now, these ones are much smaller particles than the Profusion ones, but they're still incredibly metallic and incredibly reflective. These ones are so incredibly stunning. Look at the way that looks on my finger. And they go on the eye. Oh, they're just so pretty. So pretty. They go on the eye really easily. Again, no need for a glitter glue with these because they just have an incredible way of sticking to the skin. And they're just... it's just a really great formula. I don't experience hardly any fallout with this particular formula. And because the particles are so tiny, you can really get a nice, like, opaque layer of glitter placed down. And it just stays there. It stays glittery and beautiful and shiny without a whole bunch of hassle and extra products and extra steps that you have to do to get it on there. So stunning. I love this formula. This is a very close second to my Profusion. I do enjoy the Profusion just a little bit more. I think that it is a little bit more reflective, and I like that the particles are a little bit bigger. But when I'm looking for something that's a little bit more glamorous, I definitely lean towards these. I just feel like it's more of like a glam glitter. The way that it plays with the light is so incredibly beautiful. I think that this palette is worth the money, even just for this row of glitters. I think they're so incredibly beautiful. Now, those are two really good glitter formulas, two of my absolute favorites, but a third option would be this one. And guys, I'm so done for today. I am so done for today. This is the NYX Glitter Goals palette. So this is a pressed glitter quad. I actually picked these up at Burke's. It's just like a discount store, very similar to TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I usually pick this up for around $3 or $4, which I think is a fantastic price for this. But the reason I like this palette in particular, it comes in a couple of different colorways, but the reason I like this formula in particular, oh, I shut it and I can't get it open now, is because the particles are super teeny tiny. They're really beautiful. They're very teeny tiny, and they play with light really beautifully. Not as beautifully as, I would say, the Hard Candy or Profusion, just because the particles are smaller. They don't really play with the light as much as the other two formulas do. But this is a beautiful formula for a really beautiful opaque kind of laydown. You can see the difference between the Hard Candy and the NYX. So this is the NYX and this is the Hard Candy. The Hard Candy is slightly bigger particles, so it plays with light just a little bit more. It's a little bit more shiny. But this formula is great for doing an all over the lid kind of glitter. It is super easy to pick up with either a wet brush or your finger and get a fully opaque, even layer of glitter all over the lid. They're really easy to use. Now these ones do have a little tiny bit of that kind of Vaseline-y thing. There are some, we're going to get to it in a minute, but it has just a little bit of that Vaseline stick to it. And I really think that that benefits this formula in particular, just because the particles are so fine. It really needs that little bit of stick to help keep it stuck on the eyelid. But again, with this formula, I don't find it necessary to use a glitter glue or anything like that. I find that it sticks really beautifully to the eye without any help, and it just goes on beautifully and evenly, has a really beautiful soft kind of shine, and again looks very glamorous but very fun at the same time. Really great option. Now the reason that I'm doing this video is because I picked up this a couple days ago. This is the Wet n Wild Fantasy Maker Pigment palette. This is in the colorway Punkster. Now in here you get two shadows and two pressed glitters, and this is one of the absolute worst. This is like the worst kind of pressed glitter you can possibly imagine. So the reason this is so terrible is because it is a glitter suspended in a Vaseline viscous like substance, and the problem with that is there never seems to be enough glitter to Vaseline. The glitter to Vaseline ratio is always way, way off. You have way too much Vaseline and not enough glitter, and it goes on the eyes and ends up just looking, gross. See, you don't get a very even laydown of pigment, and because the Vaseline doesn't dry down, what ends up happening is the glitter ends up migrating, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to migrate right up to your crease, and it's going to stay there, and you're going to have this chunky mess in your crease, and then bald spots all over your eyes. Because the Vaseline doesn't play well with eyeshadow, it just picks up all of the eyeshadow that you laid down previously and moves everything up to the crease, and it just looks gross. Now, this is the kind of glitter formula that makes people think pressed glitters are just not good, because it's not a good formula. There's nothing that this is good for except to maybe do like a glitter highlight, or to do glitter on the face if you're going for like a creative fairy look, or you just want glitter on your face. This would make a great body glitter or something like that if you were to use it and just kind of like rub it into the skin. It does end up looking really pretty. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but it does look really pretty as a body glitter, or if you're trying to use it like all over the face for like a, I don't know, you just want like a glitter. Even then, I think that a glitter mist would be a better option. I just don't think that this is good for very much, other than maybe body makeup or on your chest. It would be pretty to put on your chest, but definitely not on the eyes. This is 100% a waste of space, time, and money. And the same goes for the Wet n Wild kind of glitter singles. These look so beautiful. I will say that the glitter formula in the singles is better than the one in the Fantasy palette, because the glitter to Vaseline ratio is a little bit better. There's definitely more, the glitter is more densely packed in the singles than it is in the palette, but still it doesn't dry down, it migrates and it moves. I actually swatched it on the back of my hand, and you can see how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful glitter, highly reflective. It looks nice and metallic, super, super shiny, but it doesn't dry down. It stays tacky, and the minute it gets touched, the glitter moves, it gets picked up. And imagine that on your eye. You're blinking, your eye's moving, you're talking, you're being expressive, and every time you blink, the glitter vanishes more and more and more, and it rubs off onto everything else. And then by the halfway through the day, you look in the mirror and your eyes look a complete mess, because everything is moved and it's gross now. I just don't think that these are good for the eyes. And the reason that these make me so mad is because I know Wet n Wild can do it right. And the reason I know they can do it right is because of this palette right here. This is the Wet n Wild Blooming palette. This came out with the Blooming collection, released towards the beginning of summer. This was a fantastic collection from Wet n Wild. I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorite Colourpop collections released to date. Truly incredible. And there is a pressed glitter in this palette. Now you've got 3 shadows and a beautiful dimensional chunky pressed glitter, and this pressed glitter is stunning. It doesn't have that Vaseline texture to it. It's got more of that, I want to say, staticky kind of cling to it, so it really helps to cling to the eye, and I don't really experience a ton of fallout or a big mess when I use this glitter, but it is so incredibly reflective and dimensional. It's a really, really gorgeous, gorgeous glitter. It goes onto the skin beautifully, and it stays really, really well without any of that Vaseline-y texture. So you don't have to worry about patching and migration and balding and all of that stuff. So I know that they can do it right. And the fact that they continue to release palettes that have this formula in there, it just makes me mad. Because if you can do it right, why not do it right? Why put out inferior products so people can just not love glitter? It is going to be my mission in life to make everyone fall in love with pressed glitter, and to learn to stay away from glitters like this. They're no good. They're no good at all whatsoever. But this is a really beautiful example of a drugstore brand coming out with a pressed glitter that is not only beautiful and multifaceted, but useful and just great quality. Really, really great quality. I love this glitter so, so much. So I talked about some of my favorite glitter formulas. And those are pressed glitters. Now there's also loose glitters, and guys, everybody and their mama does loose glitters. You have some from BH Cosmetics. This is just the from the glitter collection. This is the loose glitter. This is in the shade Pumpkin Spice. It is a stunning glitter. You also have some from Moira Cosmetics. I really love Moira Cosmetics glitter. They're very reflective. They play with light in a beautiful way. A lot of them have this kind of iridescent quality to them. Makes me think of fairy dust. I think the packaging they come in is absolutely adorbs. And they're actually they're priced pretty well. But again, when it comes to loose glitters, you 100% have to have a glitter glue because they're not going to stay on your eye. They're not staticky or Vaseline-y. So you really have to find some kind of medium to help them stick to the skin because they're just not going to otherwise. So that brings me to my next point. And I want to talk to you guys about glitter glues because again, not all glitter glues are made the same. One of my favorites, and basically the first glitter glue that I started playing with, was the Hard Candy Glitter Stay. This is the Poppin' Pigments Glitter Stay. I think the packaging is super cute. It's in this little squeezy tube, so it makes it really easy for you to get every last drop of product out. Now, the only thing that I dislike about glitter glues like this is that I don't think that they dry down 100% completely. So that's what it looks like when it comes out of the bottle. You kind of blend it in. It's super sticky. You kind of pat it on and blend it in. And then you take a glitter and you press it over top. I'm just going to use the BH Cosmetics one, just to show you guys what I mean. When you're using a brush with a loose glitter, I highly recommend using a very dense, flat packing brush, maybe even a concealer brush. I find that it picks up the glitter the best. And you just press the glitter onto the glitter glue. No swiping, no blending. You really just want to press and pack to get a nice, even, opaque layer of glitter. Just like that. And then you end up with this beautifully reflective, just very glam looking glitter, right? But the thing about glitter glues, traditional glitter glues like this, is a lot of times they will pick up the eyeshadow underneath them. It's the same as the Wet n Wild like Vaseline texture. A lot of times if you're putting anything wet on top of eyeshadow, it's going to move the eyeshadow. And though it works beautifully, if you can do it, if you're very gentle with it, it won't move the eyeshadow underneath it, and you can end up with a beautiful eye look. You just have to make sure that, again, you're not rubbing, you're not swiping. When it comes to glitter and glitter glue, it's all about pressing and tapping and packing it on, really trying to move it as minimally as possible. Now, if you're not super into standard glitter glues, there are a couple of different options that you can take. There's a couple of different things that you can try. Now, this is something that is fairly new to my collection, but I have been loving this so much. This is the NYX Mixing Medium. Now, I picked this up at Burke's. This was pretty expensive. Originally, for this little teeny tiny thing, it's $7. I got it for $3. So this is the NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium. You want to talk about an absolutely amazing glitter glue. So I have been playing with this since I purchased it, and it very much reminds me of the Hard Candy glitter glue, but it's not quite as thick. It is not as viscous. It's got more of a liquidy texture. This one doesn't move product, doesn't move eyeshadow or create bald patches nearly as much as the Hard Candy does. And on top of that, it is incredibly tacky, and it builds a waterproof kind of seal underneath your glitter, and it just stays. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to pack this Moira glitter onto that mixing medium, and you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to let these dry down, and then I'm going to rub them and do a budge test. But do you see how incredibly beautiful that is. This Moira glitter is absolutely amazing. By the way, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what shade it is, because Moira makes some of my very, very favorite loose glitters. These are the Moira Loose Control Glitters. This is in the shade 13 Bait. So incredibly beautiful. Looks so beautiful on the eye, and with that NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium, it is waterproof, it is budge proof. It's really just not gonna go anywhere. So incredible. You have a couple of different options as well at a couple of different price ranges. So the hard candy is a little bit, I would say, it's a better value than the NYX. You get quite a bit more product for around the same price. The NYX is definitely more expensive. NYX is generally more expensive than hard candy anyway. You get about half as much product, but I think that the NYX is definitely better quality. But if you're looking for something that is super thin and very, very liquidy, that isn't going to mess with your eyeshadow at all, you have this option. Now, this is the Mehron Mixing Medium. This is the 4.5 ounce bottle of it. They do come in much smaller bottles, and this is literally going to last me my entire lifetime. I don't know if I will ever go through this entire bottle. This is really great for mixing with loose pigments. It creates a waterproof, budge-proof seal. It is fantastic. Really, really high quality stuff. The only thing I don't like about this is there is really no way to get it out of the bottle. So I just take a Q-tip and kind of rub it on whatever I kind of want to use it on. And then I'm just going to take the same, I'm going to go into a Colourpop. I'm going to take the same brush, but I'm going to go into a Colourpop pressed glitter. This is the More palette. And I'm just going to take this, and it clings really beautifully to the brush. And I'm going to press it on top of that Mehron Mixing Medium. And I'm really just pressing, I'm not swiping. I'm just pressing it into the liquid. Just like that. Really, really pretty. I love that glitter as well. Super, super chunky. These two are both really teeny tiny, feeny little glitters. And then the Colourpop glitter is much chunkier, but super, super beautiful. A really pretty glam kind of glitter. But it does hold on to the glitter really beautifully. Super easy to use. I do think that this is better for mixing, like it's mixing medium. So it's better for mixing loose pigments, but it does work as a glitter glue. You can definitely see it does work. It dries down, it becomes budge proof, waterproof. It's a really, really great quality mixing medium. Love it so much. But even between the Mehron and the NYX, I think the NYX is a little bit better. Just for glitter, I prefer the Mehron with pigments, but I prefer the NYX with glitter. And then if you're looking for something that is super, super affordable, something, you know, if you're not like a big glitter wearer, but you just want something that's going to really stick it to the eye, something that you can play with and kind of experiment with and not feel guilty about wasting, I think this is the coup de grace. This is the AOA Studios. This is the waterproof eye makeup seal. This goes for $1 on Shop Miss A. This is absolutely fantastic. I love this thing so much. It is great for mixing pigments. It's great for glitter glue. It does just about anything you really want it to do. The only thing with this is it does take just a little while to dry down fully, but once it does dry down, it becomes pretty much budge proof, pretty much waterproof. And I like the packaging on this as well. You have this nice little dropper. So I'm just going to do one drop on the back of my hand. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. And this feels very, very similar to the NYX, but it's thinner than the NYX. It feels, I want to say it feels almost greasy on the skin. It doesn't feel super tacky at all, but once it dries down, it creates such an incredible, like no budge base for your glitter. And I'm just going to take, this is the NYX glitter Brilliance. It's just a silver loose glitter from NYX Cosmetics. This is a really great value. You can find these on sale all the time. I found this at my local Burke's, and I think only paid like $2 or $3 for it. You get a really, really nice amount of glitter in there. And I'm just taking the same brush and I'm just really pressing that glitter onto that Shop Miss A mixing medium, using gentle pressure. And you see how that beautiful that looks? You get a nice, even, opaque layer of glitter, and it is almost effortless. Now, I will say that this one, I don't think really messes with the eyeshadow, but it does kind of pick up just a little bit. And I think that's the problem you run into when you're putting any kind of liquid on top of a powder, anything. You always run the risk of creating bald patches or anything like that. So my personal opinion is, if you're not going for a full-on glitter eyelid, use a pressed glitter, pack it on with your finger, use a good formula, and you should be good to go. But if you're going for a full glam, full-out glitter eyelid, I think that either one of these is really, really great. Just depends on how much you want to spend and what kind of formula you're really looking for. But let's start out with the, so what did we use first? We used the hard candy first. So the hard candy we used with the pumpkin spice. Let's rub on that. Dries down 100% completely. I just rubbed on that really, really well, and it is not moving. The next we used the Nyx Mixing Medium, and that's not going anywhere. Still there. I am really rubbing on that. It's not going anywhere. So these two dry down completely. They are a little bit thicker. They're a little bit stickier. You do run the risk of kind of moving a little bit of your eyeshadow, but baby girl, that is on there. It is dried down and it is not going anywhere. So the next one we used was the Mehron. Now the Mehron dries down really, really quickly. And it doesn't move. It is there. Super, super stunning. Now the Mehron is a really thin, very liquidy kind of consistency. The only problem with that is, again, the application is a little bit weird, but if you just take a little bit on a Q-tip, kind of tap it on, and then press your glitter over top, you should be good to go. And then last but not least, we have the Shop Miss A. Is it dried down? Yeah. So we have the Shop Miss A. So good. So we have different glitter glues at different price points. They range everywhere from around $3, well, from $1 to like $5 to $7 to $12, and each one of them performs beautifully. It's all about what you prefer, about what texture you prefer. I think that if you really take the time to look at the products that you're using and really just kind of, if you just want to play with glitter, I think that there are options for you out there. I feel like you don't always have to deal with fallout. You don't always have to deal with glitter all over your face. There are ways to use it to make it absolutely stunning. Guys, I hope that today's video helped you in some small way. I hope that if you love glitter as much as I do, that I have helped you find a new way to use it, maybe helped you find a new product that is going to help your glitter look even more beautiful than before. I am 100% going to go make myself a glass of hot tea and try to relax my voice just a little bit. As always, I will post everything that I used in today's video in the description box below, along with all of the contacts for my other socials. So if you're not following me on my other platforms, please make sure you're doing that. I post at least one thing every single day. I try not to let you get too bored too awful quickly. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, playing with some glitter, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. Until next time, my beautiful loverlies, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.